Okay, Leo, I'm going to do your March reading, and I'm going to do a simple cross reading for you today. Okay, so for you in the reading for this month, we've got the Five of Swords. So really what that card points to is situations where not everybody is going to be happy with the outcomes. So sometimes that's about you having to stand your ground on what you need to say, whether, you know, chips fall where they may, you know what your truth is. Sometimes that's also about though you doing things in a way that's a little careless as far as other people are concerned. So it could kind of bridge those two at different points since it's a month long, but I would just keep an eye out for making sure that the way that you are communicating is not slapdash in how you are expressing something that could be hurtful to others. Just taking like one little check before you blurt something out, just to make sure that you know, you're not causing unnecessary harm by how you're saying something. In the crossing energy of that, we've got the Queen of Pentacles. So what that means to me as far as crossing that Five of Swords is going to be about making sure that as you cultivate an energy around you, that you know, the kind of life that you want to lead practically, that you make sure that the way you say things supports that. So sometimes that's about recognizing what kind of people around you that you want to prioritize relationships with, and which people, you know, it's actually going to be more fruitful for you to be very honest with, in sort of the push and pull of who those people are and who they aren't. As far as your focus, it's going to be the Seven of Swords. So I think that points to, you know, does this require an alternative method of communication with someone? Does this require you to, you know, instead of going with your first reaction of how to say something, what's a different way you could phrase something sort of out of the box that could maybe achieve the goal a little bit better? And that's kind of your focus level. So that's sort of what you're looking for right now, I'd say. In your subconscious, you've got the High Priestess. So I think, you know, the thing that you're looking to communicate that other people might not like is some kind of truth that has been revealed to you, and like an inner truth as far as like how your inner knowing has developed, and that you really want to share that with other people, but I would make sure that you're anchoring yourself in knowing that it is your truth, and that doesn't mean that it's for everybody all the time. What you're moving away from or out of is a Queen of Cups. So that can come from a bigger inner knowing of spiritual or emotional situation. So that could point to this High Priestess level of like having done some investigation. You know how things are spiritually, emotionally important to you in a different way than you had previously, and like moving forward with that knowledge, having done that queen level of taking care of what it means inside of you. You're moving into a Magician energy in the future, near future, which is really exciting. That means that you are looking forward with the capability. Maybe part of your High Priestess further understanding is just how much control you have over your situation, how much that you are at the helm of what you want to happen in your life. Moving into that energy is really empowering and exciting because you know, you have all the tools that you need to bring to fruition what you are interested in and what you desire. As far as the energy that an attitude you have toward the situation, it's the World card. So I think this points to something about, you know, what was revealed to you, that inner knowing, and trying to communicate it to others is really about you closing a cycle. So this may be something that you've been trying to say to people for a while, but you're really interested in getting information out there so that you can move into the next phase of what, once people know this truth, how you can move into the new footing that puts you into. As far as the energy that surrounds you, you've got the Eight of Cups. So I think that might look to what it looks like from the outside. To some people might be that you're stepping away from something that was integral to their idea of you, at least, you know, emotionally. It was something that maybe people around you really saw you as one way, and what you're trying to communicate to them is that you have a different way of seeing it. You have a different path than what they see your path as. And just to take into consideration that might be what is feeling like they don't like, is that they are just having their expectations changed from what they, you know, assumption they had of you before. Your hopes and fears level looks like it's a fear level. It's the Devil. And usually what that means is keeping ourselves in past patterns because they are familiar, because they are comfortable, even if it's something that's very actually uncomfortable that we're battling with. Sometimes there is the stability of knowing what the problem is what we choose, instead of the instability and change of moving into a new way of relating. So that being a fear, I would say that that's a really a wise level of fear to be at, to recognize that however you were representing yourself before may have been holding you back just because it was affecting everyone's perception of you. You know who you are, but when everyone else is coming at you with different expectations, it creates these barriers and decreases the flow of energy, so that you can feel like there are roadblocks where they don't need to be. So I think being concerned with not repeating that is a really healthy thing to be concerned with. But need to acknowledge that you have this magician, you're moving into this magician level of power over these things. The Devil card really speaks to things that we do have power over, and just what kind of choices are we making to honor that power instead of recede and diminish ourselves into our past problems. Our potential outcome card we've got is the Knight of Swords, which is very exciting as something that is moving quickly. So I think March for you is going to be pretty action-packed. I think things are going to be moving quickly, and you're going to have to think on your feet as far as where am I going? What am I doing? Who am I talking to? Who am I communicating that with? But really to be anchored in that inner knowing of the new truths you know about yourself, and move from your space of emotional protection into the space of the magician, where you are steering the ship, you are choosing which way you want to go. Let's check the bottom of the deck too, just see another eventuality. So King of Cups is really nice, moving from this Queen of Cups energy, is really going from that inner knowing energy into this outer representation of knowing. So being able to express and hold accountable the people around you to what you need emotionally, spiritually. So that's a great thing to move towards quickly, is just that that outer representation of mastery and knowing what you need emotionally. I'm going to grab 3 more cards just to get a little bit more clarity on this eventuality here. Okay, so we've got the 5 of Cups, the Queen of Swords, and the 4 of Wands. To me, this looks like this situation's really going to be touching most areas of your life, because we have swords, we have cups, we have wands, and with that Queen of Pentacles being your crossing energy, this is a big deal. Whatever you're working on as far as your representation to other people and changing those perceptions is really going to make a big change in your life. But these cards are pointing to me that you really need to honor in this process, for 5 of Cups, what's painful about it. Being sure not to gloss over the painful parts. Really make sure that you're honoring your emotions and letting them move through you. And that the King of Cups card definitely points to you being able to do that, but make sure that you're not skipping the steps of feeling your emotions when you need to. That Queen of Swords really points to the next level of the Knight, and being able to, as you're communicating these new things, as you're moving forward quickly, you're going to be moving into the level of representing yourself the way you want to be represented. And that 4 of Wands really points to that being something to celebrate as a pursuit, that you are going to be able to, at the end of this month, plant the flag of knowing, like, I really did something this month. I really moved into the path that I want, and the path that I'm passionate about pursuing. So very exciting.